In what may be remembered as a microcosm of Manchester United's turbulent season, Ruben Amorim's side clawed back from the brink at Goodison Park, snatching a 2-2 draw against Everton in their final visit to the grand old stadium. A tale of two halves, hapless fragility followed by defiant resolve. The match encapsulated the paradox of a team still searching for its identity under the Portuguese tactician. For Red Mancunian, we unpack the chaos, the controversy, and the flickers of hope in a game that refused to fade quietly into Merseyside history. Goodison's Last Dance, a fitting stage for drama. As Everton prepare to abandon their 133-year home for Bramley Moor Dock, this fixture carried the weight of nostalgia and finality. Yet for United, the occasion risked becoming another footnote in a season plagued by false dawns. Amorim, tasked with steadying a ship still reeling from Eric, Ten Hag's disjointed reign, faced an Everton side buoyed by recent form, a team unbeaten in 6, hungry to etch one last memory into Goodison's creaking stands. What unfolded was a spectacle drenched in tension, VAR drama, and a comeback that laid bare both United's flaws and their flickering spirit. First half, systemic collapse and the ghosts of Old Trafford. The opening 45 minutes were a forensic examination of United's lingering frailties. Everton, sharper and savvier, exploited set-piece vulnerabilities that have haunted the Reds for years. Beto's 19th-minute opener, a scrambled finish from a recycled corner, felt inevitable, a symptom of United's chronic aerial timidity. Worse followed when Abdoulaye Doucouré, unmarked and unchallenged, nodded home a second after Andre Onana parried Jack Harrison's effort into his path. Amorim's tactical setup, a 4-3-3 designed to dominate possession, instead frayed at the edges. Midfield anchor Manuel Ugarte, usually a metronome, was overrun by Everton's press, while the defensive line, marshaled by an erratic Harry Maguire, resembled strangers in a high-stakes game of musical chairs. Patrick Dorgu's bright runs down the left offered fleeting promise, but Jordan Pickford's intervention to deny Rasmus Højlund epitomized a half defined by United's impotence. "We were ghosts out there," lamented a club insider at halftime. "No fight, no cohesion, just passive." Amorim's interval alchemy, shifting the tide. Whatever was said at halftime ought to be bottled. United re-emerged with a ferocity that betrayed their first-half torpor. The introduction of Joshua Zirkzee for the anonymous Jadon Sancho injected directness, while Bruno Fernandes, deployed deeper to dictate play, began pulling strings with vengeful intent. Yet Everton nearly killed the contest early in the second half. Onana, malign but pivotal, denied Doucouré a brace with a reflex save, moments before Maguire's penalty shout, a tangle with James Tarkowski, was waved away. The reprieve ignited United's dormant fire. The comeback, Fernandes, Ugarte, and VAR's mercy. The catalyst, as so often, was Fernandes. His 70th-minute free kick, a thunderbolt whipped into the bottom corner, was a captain's riposte, a blend of technique and defiance. Goodison, raucous moments earlier, fell into uneasy silence. Ugarte's equalizer 10 minutes later was pure chaos meets artistry. Meeting a cleared free kick 20 yards out, the Uruguayan cushioned the ball with his torso before lashing a left-footed volley past Pickford. Cue Bedlam in the away end, a cathartic release for supporters starved of such moments this season. But the drama wasn't done. 6 minutes of stoppage time brought a VAR controversy that encapsulated modern football's absurdity. Ashley Young, once a Red, went down under De Ligt and Maguire's challenge, prompting referee Andy Madley to point to the spot, only to reverse his decision after a torturous review. Onana's earlier save from Idrissa Gueye proved decisive, sparing United a cruel defeat. Tactical takeaways: progress or papered cracks? Amorim will take solace in the fight back, but questions linger. United's set-piece frailty remains a festering wound, while the midfield's first-half disconnect raises doubts about Ugarte's role as a lone pivot. Yet positives emerge. Xerxes' physicality troubled Everton's backline, and Fernandes's leadership, once criticized, shone when it mattered most. Everton, for their part, will rue missed chances. Beto's profligacy, a point-blank header saved by Onana, proved costly, while Doucouré's influence waned as United's press intensified. Goodison's parting gift, a metaphor for United's season. As the final whistle blew on Goodison's last United showdown, the result felt emblematic of Amorim's tenure thus far. Flawed, frenetic, but undeniably alive. For all their struggles, the Reds showed a resilience absent in recent years, a trait the Portuguese must nurture if he's to succeed where others faltered. Yet the broader picture remains murky. Sir Jim Ratcliffe's cost-cutting measures loom large, and with Champions League hopes dangling by a thread, this draw, though valiant, changes little. As one fan quipped, "We're the kings of the moral victory. Now let's start winning proper." In the cold light of day, United depart Merseyside with a point. But the performance posed more questions than answers. Can Amorim fix a defense that switches off at set pieces? Is Onana's shot stopping enough to offset his erratic command? And when will this team consistently mirror the grit of that second half? For now, the Reds live to fight another day. But as Goodison's lights dim for the final time, United's rebuild under Amorim remains very much a work in progress, a project as unpredictable as the match that unfolded here. Manchester United's quest for European glory takes an intriguing turn as they prepare to lock horns with Real Sociedad in the UEFA Europa League round of 16. The draw, conducted in Switzerland, has set the stage for a compelling clash between the English giants and their Spanish counterparts. A challenging encounter. The tie against Real Sociedad presents a formidable challenge for Ruben Amorim's side. The Basque outfit, known for their technical prowess and tactical astuteness, will undoubtedly pose a significant threat to United's European ambitions. However, the Red Devils will take solace in the fact that they will host the crucial second leg at Old Trafford, potentially providing a decisive advantage in front of their passionate supporters. Current form and historical context. While Real Sociedad's recent domestic form has been less than stellar, with 5 defeats in the Ruben Amorim to talk with Alejandro Garnacho after angry reaction to Man United substitution against Ipswich. Ruben Amorim says he plans to talk with Alejandro Garnacho over his reaction to being substituted in the first half of Manchester United's 3-2 win over Ipswich. Patrick Dorgu was shown a straight red card for a mistimed challenge on Omari Hutchinson in the 43rd minute, and Garnacho was the man sacrificed by Amorim. Asked if Garnacho had permission to go directly into the changing room, Amorim grinned and replied, "It was cold and wet, maybe?" The winger walked straight down the tunnel after being taken off just before halftime, and then took to Instagram with an eyebrow-raising post on his account. What I'm saying is I'm going to talk obviously with Garnacho about that, so I will talk about that if you want in the next press conference. Dan Ashworth, the former Manchester United sporting director whose tenure at Old Trafford lasted just 5 tumultuous months, has resurfaced in an unlikely arena. Cricket. The 53-year-old, once heralded as a transformative figure in football's backroom landscape, has taken on a freelance consultancy role with Warwickshire County Cricket Club, marking a fascinating pivot in his storied career. For Red Mancunian, we delve into Ashworth's new chapter, the fallout from his United exit, and what this move means for both the man and the institutions involved. A brief but costly stint at United Ashworth's arrival at Manchester United in July 2023 was met with cautious optimism. Fresh from a successful spell at Newcastle United, where he played a key role in their resurgence under Saudi-backed ownership, the former FA technical director was seen as the architect United desperately needed. Yet, his time at Old Trafford unraveled with startling speed. By December, Ashworth was gone, his departure framed as a mutual agreement, but widely understood to be the result of irreconcilable differences with boardroom battles. It was a marriage that never quite clicked, observes a club insider. Dan had his vision, but it didn't align with where Ratcliffe and the new regime wanted to go. Cricket calling. Ashworth's return to Warwickshire. Ashworth's new role at Warwickshire County Cricket Club represents a return to familiar territory. Having joined the club's audit committee in 2021, he brings a wealth of experience in high-performance environments to a sport increasingly influenced by football's data-driven, multidisciplinary approach. According to The Times, Ashworth will advise on a range of matters including high performance, leveraging his expertise to enhance Warwickshire's operations. Notably, he is not in the running for the club's vacant performance director role, a position that reportedly offers a salary far below what Ashworth commanded in football. Dan's involvement is about adding value where he can, explains a source close to the cricketing side. He's not looking for a full-time role, but his insights could be invaluable as we look to build on recent successes. A broader trend. Football meets cricket. Ashworth's move is emblematic of a growing crossover between football and cricket. From performance analytics to player welfare, the two sports are increasingly borrowing from each other's playbooks. Warwickshire, home to Edgbaston, one of England's most iconic cricket grounds, is no stranger to innovation, having previously collaborated with football clubs on shared training methodologies. For Ashworth, this role offers a chance to diversify his portfolio while staying connected to elite sport. It's a smart move, says a sports industry analyst. Cricket is evolving rapidly, and Dan's experience in football could help Warwickshire stay ahead of the curve. The United fallout. Lessons learned? Ashworth's abrupt exit from United raises questions about the club's direction under Ratcliffe's Ineos regime. While the British billionaire has implemented sweeping changes, from cost-cutting measures to a renewed focus on youth development, the Ashworth saga highlights the challenges of aligning vision and execution at a club as sprawling and scrutinized as United. Dan's departure was a symptom of deeper issues, argues a former United staffer. There's a lot of talent at the club, but also a lot of egos. Getting everyone on the same page is easier said than done. What's next for Ashworth and United? For Ashworth, the Warwickshire role is likely a stepping stone rather than a long-term commitment. With his reputation intact, despite the United debacle, he remains a sought-after figure in football circles. A return to the Premier League, perhaps in a consultancy capacity, seems inevitable. As for United, the focus shifts to the pitch. With Ruben Amorim at the helm, the Reds face Ipswich Town at Old Trafford on Wednesday, a chance to build momentum in a season that has already seen its fair share of drama. Final thoughts. Dan Ashworth's journey from Old Trafford to Edgbaston is a reminder that in sport, as in life, reinvention is always possible. For United, his brief tenure serves as a cautionary tale about the perils of misaligned ambitions. For Warwickshire, his arrival signals an exciting new chapter in their pursuit of excellence. As the cricketing season unfolds and United's campaign continues, one thing is certain: Dan Ashworth's story is far from over. Ruben Amorim's turbulent start at Manchester United. Ben Foster weighs in. Ruben Amorim's tenure as Manchester United's head coach has been anything but smooth sailing since his arrival 3 months ago. The Portuguese tactician has faced a myriad of challenges both on and off the pitch, struggling to implement his methods and losing key players along the way. Embed from Getty Images. In a bold move to reset the club's culture, Amorim has shown he's not afraid to make tough decisions, even if it means parting ways with high-profile players. Marcus Rashford and Antony, two of United's star forwards, have been moved out of the club for the remainder of the campaign, at the very least. While these decisions have drawn criticism from some quarters, former Manchester United goalkeeper Ben Foster has come out in support of Amorim's approach. Speaking on his Fozcast podcast, Foster praised the manager's ability to assess player character. "I like the fact that he seems to be a very good judge of character. I think he's a very good judge of the players that like to do it properly, work hard, and put a proper shift in. He's pretty good at that with the way he's dealt with a lot of players already." Foster believes that Amorim's no-nonsense style is exactly what Manchester United needs to address long-standing issues within the squad. But what it takes is somebody like Amorim to be able to get rid of all of the bad eggs and the dead wood, to get as many of the players on long contracts out as you possibly can, and then start a rebuild. The former United shot-stopper didn't mince words when discussing the attitude of some modern footballers, stating, "A symptom of modern footballers is that they're so happy to look for an excuse. As soon as there's something wrong with the manager or the way the club is run, if they're not performing well, it's easy for them to go, 'No, it's not me, it's that.'" Foster went on to describe players who are quick-to-down tools as embarrassing, highlighting the need for a strong-willed manager like Amorim to address such issues. Embed from Getty Images. Despite his support for Ruben Amorim's man management style, Foster did express concerns about the manager's tactical approach. "He's being very naive tactically and should think about changing his system that clearly isn't suiting his current crop of players." However, Amorim has remained steadfast in his commitment to his preferred formation. The Portuguese coach seems determined to see out the season with his current tactical setup, using this period to evaluate which players are capable of adapting to his style of play. As the season progresses, it's becoming increasingly clear that Manchester United are headed for a significant overhaul in the summer transfer window. With Amorim at the helm, the majority of the first-team squad find themselves fighting for their futures at Old Trafford. Embed from Getty Images. The coming months will be crucial for both Amorim and the players. The manager will be looking to see which members of his squad can rise to the challenge and adapt to his demanding style, while the players will need to prove their worth to avoid being part of the expected clear-out. Ruben Amorim's tenure at Manchester United has been marked by bold decisions and a clear vision for the club's future. While his tactical approach may be under scrutiny, his no-nonsense attitude towards player management has garnered support from former players like Ben Foster. As the season progresses, all eyes will be on Old Trafford to see how Amorim's revolution unfolds. Will his tough love approach pay dividends, or will the tactical concerns overshadow his man management skills? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain. Change is coming to Manchester United, and it's coming fast. In a twist that underscores the unpredictable nature of modern sport, Premier League release statement on Patrick Dorgu red card. Patrick Dorgu was given his matching orders against Ipswich Town as VAR intervened on the red card situation. This evening, Manchester United managed to secure a slim victory over 18th place Ipswich Town to see them move from 15th to 14th in the Premier League. Patrick Dorgu sent off against Ipswich Town. The left wing-back put in a contentious challenge on Omari Hutchinson, with VAR being used to review the tackle. Referee Darren England then came back from the monitors a few moments later, brandishing the red card, giving Dorgu his marching orders. On X, The Premier League's Match Center posted about the event saying, VAR recommended an on-field review for a possible red card to Dorgu for the challenge on Hutchinson with the contact deemed serious foul play. Upon review, the referee issued a red card to Dorgu. This post confirmed VAR's involvement and the call from the VAR team to review the challenge. Speaking about Dorgu's sending off in the post-match conference, Amorim commented, "Patrick is ready. He proved that in the last games. Any player can have a mistake like that. He wants to play the ball, but maybe he was a little bit rash in how he went for the ball. Any player here can have a mistake like today from Patrick and the sending off. He wants to play the ball. Maybe he's a little bit harsh with the way he went for the ball. He's inexperienced, but he's clearly ready for the Premier League. People judge right away, so last week he was okay. Good performance against Everton, and today they will say that he's not experienced enough to play in the Premier League. But I don't feel that way." Joshua Zirkzee continues to raise the bar in a Manchester United shirt with another top display in win versus Ipswich. Manchester United striker Joshua Zirkzee enjoyed another one of his better games for the club as they beat Ipswich Town 3-2 at Old Trafford on Wednesday evening. The forward start to life at United has by no means been perfect, but over the past few games, he has shown signs of improvement, especially thriving in the number 10 role behind the striker. Against Ipswich, Zirkzee impressed with some of his touches, close control of the ball, hold-up play, and passing. His physicality also seems to have improved, and he used his body well in a number of situations. During the time he was on the pitch, the Netherlands international won 100% of his tackles and came out on top in 5 of the duels he contested. He made 4 ball recoveries and embarked on 4 dribbles. The 23-year-old also made 1 clearance and twice as many interceptions. He attempted 1 shot. It certainly wasn't a masterclass, but he is raising the bar every single week, and on current trajectory, it's only a matter of time until he fully explodes in a United shirt. Amorim and his players are back in action on Sunday when they face Fulham in the 5th round of the FA Cup. Rio Ferdinand calls out Andre Onana for shocking showing against Ipswich Town. Manchester United legend Rio Ferdinand has joined Robbie Savage in criticizing Andre Onana and his disastrous display against Ipswich Town. Manchester United narrowly secured a much-needed 3-2 victory over Ipswich Town this evening, taking them up a place to 14th in the Premier League. Now, despite the win, one of United's key players is once more coming under scrutiny, with there being no surprise that it's goalkeeper Andre Onana. The Cameroon international has been heavily criticized previously for catastrophic errors which have led to goals, with today being no different. Andre Onana gave disastrous display against Ipswich Town. Ipswich got the game off and running in the 4th minute, making the most of the lack of communication between Patrick Dorgu and Onana at the back. As the ball sailed over the defensive line, Dorgu tracked back, covering it, and passing it back to his goalkeeper. However, he seemingly didn't realize that Onana, for whatever reason, had come completely off his line to come for the ball too, with Dorgu's pass putting it around his keeper. However, as United were 2-1 up, another poor decision from Onana saw the two teams draw level once more. Andre Onana failed to move quick enough, seeing the cross curve into the bottom far corner of the goal. Now, Manchester United legend Rio Ferdinand has given his thoughts on the calamitous performance. Former Red Devil Rio Ferdinand was joined by ex-Premier League midfielder Robbie Savage as the pair commentated on the game for TNT Sports. However, the pair had nothing good to say about the goalkeeper, especially with his blunder causing the first goal. Commentating on the event, as reported by the Daily Mail, Savage explained, "Dorgu has tracked the run, and the communication between Onana and Dorgu must be non-existent. But I've got no idea why Onana is running out to that position. Dorgu has got it under control, no problem at all. He shouldn't come there, Onana. I might be completely wrong, but stay. The defender has got it under control, so stay in your 6-yard box." He went on to scrutinize the decision from Onana, saying, "The defender has got it under control. I don't think there is a reason why Onana comes out there. You should be talking. Lay it back to him on his right foot and then he can clear it. I don't know why he's come. The defender is in control, Onana. Stay in your goal." Matching his commentary partner's criticism, Ferdinand added, "A terrible start. I don't think Dorgu at any moment looks up to see where Onana is." He continued, "Onana doesn't need to come in. The fullback is in complete control and he can just hold his ground and let him play it back to him. But Dorgu doesn't look. The awareness isn't there, and it's pounced on. Ipswich took a deserved lead for pouncing on that lack of communication.